What's going on, guys? I'm here to do my midday lineup update, and I feel much better about the new lineup now. So you know my concept. I aim for 6 times value for all my players. I look for players who are capable of getting 6 times for their price, players who have been doing it consistently, and even if they do it consistently, that they have some upside for their price. So if you take someone just randomly like Blake Griffin, 6 times 8 is 48. So he has to show me some consistency getting 48, and he has not been showing me consistency around there. Now, if we take someone like Conley, he needs about mid 40s. He needs to show me consistency in the mid 40s. He has been showing me some consistency in the mid 40s, and he has some 50 upside. So this is the type of player that I sought after when I picked my lineup for their price, 6 times value consistently with good upside. And then what happens is you're going to get near 300 for the night because 6 times 50 is 300. Some players are going to exceed 6 times value. Some may fall short of it, but when it balances out, you're going to get around 300. And most nights, you're going to be in the green in every tournament, 50-50 and double ups. I don't make lineups that's trying to take down big tournaments because I think it's pretty difficult. And I just try to win on a night to night consistent basis. So if you look at my other videos and you read the comment section, you'll see that I've been very successful. We won last night, and I'm looking to continue that winning for tonight. Also, would like to thank the players who stuck with me through the rough weekend. The weekends seems to be a little weird. Players don't play as they would during the week, and a lot of players rest. And I didn't do as well over the weekend. And I've got comments from people like, "Oh, you're a fraud. I trusted you. You're no good." But these are the same people that hit me up a couple days earlier, like, "Yeah, man, before listening to you, I've never won, and now you showed me a new way of thinking. Thank you." But things get rough sometimes. Lineup lock and injuries and people sitting like they sit the whole Cleveland squad. I had Chris Paul that night. There's no competition there. Okay, so Chris Paul didn't do well because his team blowed out the other team, Cleveland, and there were no competition. So things like that we can't predict. But I feel good about tonight's slate. Shout out to the people like Riley Keenan. He's one of my frequent followers. He made a Twitter page so that we can have another avenue of communication. Very loyal guy. Tim Hess, bounce information back and forth off of me all day, every day. Mamba, Prodigy. The list can go on forever. If I didn't shout you out, I will shout you out in another video. But these are guys that's just West Sider. There's so many people who just consistently show love, and I want to shout those guys out. All right. Very important to just say thank you. I don't ask for any tips or any type of money. I don't sell lineups, okay? The payment is just you being grateful, helping my community grow, and that's the payment that I value more than any cash amount. I do this for fun, to be honest. So let's keep having fun, all right, guys. So I'm gonna pull in last night video and describe some changes. If you want a full slate breakdown, look at my video from last night. I'm not really gonna get into a full slate. I got rid of DeAndre Jordan because they're on a back-to-back. He didn't play a lot of minutes last night, but I don't want to have to wait till 9, 10 o'clock to get some type of news. In order for me to like DeAndre Jordan, I need all three of the big three to be in. And the reason for that is because Chris Paul and Blake Griffin demands a lot of attention. So that attention opens up DeAndre Jordan for a lot of lobs. And we know that he's a rebound machine. So he's a double-double machine any given night. But when any of the big three is out, they don't have to pay attention. They could pay more attention to the big man down low, and his value kind of sinks. So that's my rationale. I don't want to have to wait till after lock to get some type of news. So his replacement is Mike Conley. Mike Conley fits my system as I showed you in the beginning of the video. I can't believe that he wasn't in my original lineup. And then with Tony Allen out, it just increases his responsibilities for the night. I love Mike Conley. I also got rid of Damian Lillard. For his price, we need low 50s. He's been in the 50s, 60s, but then he can get you into the low 40s, 30s. And I'm afraid of that tonight, all right? And Milwaukee is a team that is very hard to prepare against because Jason Kidd changes the face of that team so many. They have so many different schemes that they run that their games are normally like low scoring and just different. So I don't really trust the Milwaukee game. Again, this game starts at 10 p.m. Antetokounmpo is questionable. This game could turn into a blowout. So many reasons for me to fade those late games. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of Damian Lillard and Nurkic for those reasons. Okay. And I went to Dragic because Miami is fighting for a playoff spot. They have a lot to play for. He's been consistently in the 40s as well. He had one game where he was out and he went 6 for 22 from the field. That's just uncharacteristic. I think he gets double digit assists. And I think he's back into the 40s tonight. I love Goran Dragic against Phoenix. You cannot not have Goran Dragic. And then my new center is Marc Gasol. To explain to you why I like Marc Gasol, we're gonna look at Anthony Davis game log for a little bit. We're gonna look at teams that they've played recently, right? That plays tonight. So Minnesota plays, Miami plays, Portland plays, Toronto plays. So that's four teams. So Portland, Minnesota, Toronto, Miami. And we're gonna analyze the centers on these teams, okay? Because we want to see how our teams doing centers. People get intimidated on the new big twin towers, but I'm starting to realize that they're not that big. They're easy to take down, okay? Carl Anthony Towns in New Orleans dropped 46. All right. Hassan Whiteside dropped 46. All right. Um, this guy Drummond dropped in New Orleans 40. All right. So teams are successful against New Orleans. Don't be afraid to go against New Orleans. Finally, Nurkic against New Orleans dropped in just 22 minutes, or it was a blowout. But Toronto is another team that played them, and this is what really made me say, yeah, I'm gonna play Marc Gasol tonight. So Toronto played New Orleans, and Valanciunas, struggling as he has been, he went to New Orleans and had the best game of his season. He dropped 45 fantasy points against them. He didn't have to block or steal anything, okay? He simply did it with 25 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 45. Easy. Marc Gasol is way better than Valanciunas. Gasol is my center play of the night for 7K. You really can't go too wrong with Paul Gasol. And then Solomon Hill, I'm going to hold on to. Um, but I can't really afford Valentine. I don't love Valentine anyway. Someone that's been crazy consistent, and I've been picking on them a lot, is Etuan Moore. And now that I heard that Tony Allen is out, it makes me like to handcuff Etuan Moore and Solomon Hill. Their defensive structure for Memphis, Tony Allen. And Tony Allen's been a little bit weak on defense, but Vince Carter, even worse. Ennis, I don't trust those guys on defense that much. So I'm gonna go handcuff these two players, hoping that one have a real good night. Solomon Hill, his stock is on the way up, and Etuan Moore has just been super consistent. He's been like 20s every game, 22, 22, 21, 22. So I can pick on that. If he's gonna just get me anywhere in the 20s, and then Solomon Hill's mid 20s for that price for the both, I'm all right. I'm all right with that with the rest of the lineup. So this is my new lineup. I'm sticking to it. Some chalk that had developed is Dinwiddie. He will be owned at least 50% in every tournament tonight. And it's just the curse of the chalk. I'm not going to chase it. My favorite play for value, he doesn't have any upside, but he will consistently hit value, is Randy Foye. He'll hit you 6 times consistently. He has been in the last 4 games, 22, 18, 20, 21. So Randy Foye or even Whitehead, just to be on the contrarian of things and not chase the chalk. I'll take Whitehead, but I'm just going to avoid that whole situation. And this is my new lineup. Play it with confidence. I'm going live at 6. So come back at 6 to hear me break down tonight's slate a little more, give you guys live advice pre-lock as we look at some injury updates and get ourselves really excited for tonight's slate. All right. See you guys at 6 o'clock. This is the new lineup, guys.